opened up, I guess you can call it a series of how to find a man and how to keep a man. We're going to be doing several discussions. Going to have a couple of people on. We're going to be getting on the bros next, how to find a woman and how to keep her. But in the meantime, we're on how to find a man, how to keep him. There are so many things that are violated in relationships. Some things you cannot avoid, but there are some things that you can help. There are some things that you can do. You can't leave your relationship up to chance and just say, well, if it's meant to be, it'll be. No, you can agitate and frustrate the grace that is on your life for the relationship. So there's some things that you need to know. I'm a man, I can tell you. Married and divorced, been in a lot of relationships, then took some time to for myself, to make myself healthy. So there's some information that I want to give you. Do me a favor, invite somebody, share, tell them coffee time is on. We'll be back after this.
Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time or a crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on. Time in my life. Coffee time feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.
And good morning, everybody. Do me a favor, invite somebody, share. It's about to go down. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. You may like it, you may not, but I promise to tell the truth. Invite somebody to share. Tell them coffee time is on. So we opened up some stuff on yesterday. One of the things that we discovered yesterday is when it comes to a man's sex life, drive, it's crazy. That's all we think about. Sex. Once a man gets his mind up under control, he's able to focus and go beyond just his sexual needs or fantasies. He's able to focus, go beyond that. But there are some things that if you're in his life, you're his wife, there's some things you're supposed to do. You need to keep his Jolly Rancher empty and keep his stomach full. We talked about that yesterday. We kind of took some detours and really talked about some other stuff. You all had questions, and I took them and I answered them. If you have questions today, just put it on the screen. I'm going to do my very best to get to them as we go. It'd be good if you could ask a question relative to the topic or relative to the point of discussion and not something foreign. But if you have something you want me to answer later, inbox me. I'll do my best to get to it. So I want to say good morning to everybody that's on. First of all, Teresa Bryant, good morning. Chanel Bracey, good morning. Trina Salisbury, good morning. DeJuan McIntyre, good morning. For those of you that have a Facebook page, if you are on Facebook, I need you to go to YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube page, don't worry about it. Stay right where you are. But if you have a YouTube page, I need you to get to YouTube because that's where we get the credit. Vonda Oliver, good morning. Tamula, good morning. Book matchmaker of real estate, Tamula. Good morning, great people. If you have a YouTube page, join me on the YouTube spot. If you don't have a YouTube page, you need to create one. Unfortunately, because of the benefits that YouTube offer, we're going to be moving Coffee Time to YouTube. KB Grant, good morning. Angela Hobbs, good morning. Pretty Black. Yes, black is pretty. Good morning. Tina White McPherson, good morning. Rhonda Oliver, good morning. Good morning to everybody that is here. Do me a favor, invite somebody to share. So, yesterday we dealt with the sex. We talked about some of the things that you can do. We borrowed a text from the Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon helped us to understand that myrrh is good. If you don't understand what myrrh is, then you need to go and you need to look at yesterday's coffee time, because myrrh is good. All right. This morning we're going to talk about. Listen very careful, ladies. All right. Right now I'm talking about how to keep a man, but we're going to be talking about how to get him. Hold on a sec. So, can you do YouTube and Facebook at the same time? Yes, I am. I'm doing both of them at the same time, but we're going to be coming off Facebook. YouTube pays. I'm trying to increase around here. There are things I have to do. YouTube pays money, real money. Facebook. So I'm going to be putting clips on Facebook, but we're going to be on YouTube. Vanessa Robinson, good morning. So if you have a YouTube channel, go there. If not, stay where you are. Angela Hobbs, you're selling stuff. You need to be on YouTube as well. What are you doing? We're not going to give these people our time and our money for them to treat us any kind of way. You need to go where the money is. YouTube is a bigger platform. YouTube pays. Okay. All right. Drop the YouTube link. Well, I can't do it while I'm on, but it's Terrence Pickett's Coffee Time on YouTube. Terrence Pickett Coffee Time. Barbara Gray, good morning, Reb. So, yesterday we talked about how to keep it. E.C. Weston, what up, bro? So, if you're going to keep that man, there are some things that you need to do with your hands, with your body, and with your mouth. Now, you use your imagination. Susie Atkins, good morning. So, this morning I want to focus on listen to him. Listen to you know, ladies, I'm your brother. I love all of you. I'm grateful for you. Teresa Bryant, thanks for dropping the YouTube link on the Facebook page. I mean, in the comments. Let me tell you one of the problems, ladies. Let me tell you how you run your man away. You listen with your mouth. You listen with your mouth. You don't know how to stop talking. You don't know how to land the plane. You have so much that you want to say to him because you love him and you care. But while you're talking, you've omitted how he feels. You've omitted what's going on with him. You take a temporary pause because what you got to say is on your mind to ask him how he's doing, but you really are not conscious of what you're saying in that moment. You're asking that because it's polite. Edith Hodges, good morning. You're asking because it's polite. And there's a difference between being polite and living in the moment. Ladies, you got to learn how to live in the moment. You got to learn how to be there with him when you ask him a certain question. follow what he says, and hear what he doesn't say. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. K. Bernard, gotcha. Thank you. The rest of y'all, come over here to YouTube. If you have a page, if you don't, stay where you're at. Here's the Rhonda Oliver. Good morning. Good to see you. Here's the reality. You've got to learn how to live in the moment. You've got to learn how, when you ask him a question, to stay there mentally and get an answer. Read his heart while he's talking, because the bros do it to you all the time. You're yelling about this is not right, that is not right, and we recognize, well, what you're yelling about is not the problem. There's a deeper problem, but because there's a deeper problem, everything that you touch becomes aggravating. So men have to slow down, think, and be wise in their approach as it relates to dealing with you when you are being emotional or going through, or there's a lot on you, whatever the case. You've got to do the same thing for him. You got to do the same thing for him. You can't think that sex is going to solve and resolve every issue. It helps, but it doesn't resolve every issue. I'm going to say it again. It helps, but it doesn't resolve every issue. It helps that man get that pressure off his chest, but it doesn't resolve every issue. Listen to him. Now, men know you're listening by the answer that you give. If your answers don't coincide with what they said, that means you're either being polite or you're not living in the moment. You're not conscious of what you're saying. What you're saying is on auto repeat. Did you not know that men have feelings? And one of the worst things you can do is train a man that you are no longer hearing his heart. You're no longer listening to him. Let me tell you what he'll do. 70% of men that cheat on the woman that they're with is with someone who doesn't look good, and I'm going to just stop right there. There are so many things that you can pick apart with her, and you're trying to figure out, why would you go sleep with her? Out of all people, her? That's what you like? No, I'm going to tell you what she does that you don't. She listens. She's not ready to give a rebuttal. She's not ready to fight him. She's not trying to demean him. She's not trying to be condescending to him. Let me help you ladies out. He might be your man, he might be your lover, but he's not. He's not your child. He's not your son. Stop trying to son these men. And I know, some of y'all might pop off and say, well, these men need to act like men and stop acting like kids. No, respect him as a man. Remember this. Whatever he is not is part of your problem because you chose him. So if he's not this and he's not, well, he deceived me. How could he do it? You're telling me that God, the supreme wonder, the sovereign God, didn't warn you, alert you that something about this guy wasn't right? No, you chose him anyway. So you're partly responsible no matter what he is or what he is not. You've got to slow down, live in the moment, and listen to him. Hear what he is saying and hear what he doesn't say. And don't be so quick to give him a solution. He probably needs to vent. See, men vent in strange ways. Kill Marie, forever love Toya, good morning. Men vent in strange ways. When that man shuts down, he's going to find somewhere to vent. Sometimes it's the lap of another person. Sometimes at work. Do you not know a lot of men stay at work overtime? It's 24 hours in a day. They work 23 and a half just because they don't want to come home after dealing with hell all day and deal with someone who's going to act like they're their mother, who's going to nag them, who's going to aggravate them, who's not going to protect the peace that they're supposed to have as a man. You need to listen to him. Hear his heart. Hear what he's saying. Don't be so driven with the solution that you don't hear the problem. Before we can get the problem all right, oh, what you need to do, what you need to do. My girlfriend had that say, hear him. Now you've got to, if he is telling you what's wrong or explaining to you how his day went, the best thing that you can do is be attentive and be quiet. Men don't operate with all those words. Now, they won't tell you that because they know it's going to start a fight. But they don't. A man wants you to be able to land the plane. Stephanie here in Johnson, good to see you. Melanie Patrick, Dewan McIntyre, good morning. A man wants to be able to talk and communicate with this woman, but the reason he doesn't, she said something in an emotional state that has cut him, bruised him, and shut him down, and now he's turned off. I'm going to tell you something else, ladies. Learn emotional intelligence. For all of you that are coming to YouTube, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If you have a YouTube account, just go on to YouTube. Go to YouTube. We get paid for YouTube, and we need the money. There are things that we're trying to do, things we're trying to accomplish. We have wonderful sponsors. You are the sponsors, and I appreciate you. But YouTube is going to give us money as well. So I need you all to, if you don't have a YouTube account, set one up. Because eventually Coffee Time is going to only be on YouTube. And we'll put commercials, excerpts on Facebook. But anyway, let me tell you something. Ladies, you need to learn emotional intelligence. Just because you feel it don't mean you should say it. You're breaking down, you're crying, you're mad, you falling apart. That is not the time to have a conversation. It's best to have all of you emotionally go reset, get some sleep, get some rest. Because if you get into a conversation and you say the wrong thing to that man and he shuts down on you, it's going to be hard to get him back up for you. All a man has is pride. All he has is his ego. If you hurt that, wound that, or take that from him, what else do he have? You don't listen to him. You won't let him be the man of the house. You don't respect what he says. Why is he there? So he starts to shop online. Amazon sell more than, okay. And the enemy is going to see to it that he finds a woman, whether she's attractive or not is not the issue. The enemy is going to see to it that he finds a woman that will listen to his heart. A man wants to be heard. A man has to be respected. When you disrespect a man and you train him that that's what you're going to give to him, he's going to avoid conversations, conflict, and confrontation. He's not going to give you any attention. He becomes a mouse in his own house. He has nothing to say. He doesn't want to interact with you because there's something you said that have cut him. The worst thing that you can do with a man is shut down how he communicates. I'm going to give you something else. This is some good stuff, y'all. A man is not a woman is not a man, but there are similarities between the two. All right? A man communicates with few words. He doesn't like to repeat himself. Why ask a man a question if you already made up in your mind what you're going to do? Now you make him feel like he's not valuable. So you don't listen to him. He's not valuable. You're going to do what you want to do anyway. Why do you have a man? So he leaves the house. The enemy sets up. He gets to the grocery store where a woman catches his attention just by listening. And there are women that will cater to what this man needs, what he's not getting at home. And now I'm not justifying his extramarital affair. It's not right. It's wrong regardless. He has to take responsibility and ownership for leaving the house. But you do too, because you chased him to the door. Every man that cheats is not cheating because he's sexually driven. There's a preacher in the news. I'm not going to call his name, but according to him, he's had emotional affairs. He didn't sleep with these women, but he acknowledged he was wrong. He did. But he was having, from what he said, emotional affairs where he opened up his mind, his heart, his soul, his mind, will, his emotion, and he began to share a sacred space that was reserved for his wife. He began to share that sacred space in his heart with another woman. What do you think they're talking about? I can promise you they're talking about his dreams, what he wants to do. I can promise you that this other woman is catering to the king, either that he proclaims to be, that he wants to be, desires to be, or the king that she sees in him. The sex is the bonus. Learn how to listen to him. Let me give you, I'm going to give you an example of listening. I'm going to give you an example of listening. He comes home. You say, "What's wrong, babe?" "Ugh, this car. I done took this thing to the shop. I've taken it apart 3 or 4 times, and I just can't get it together." You say, "Oh, you're going to take it back to the shop?" "I've taken it to the shop 3 or 4 times. I've taken it apart myself, and I just can't get it together." A more appropriate statement could be, "Well, what do you think you should do? You've tried it. You've taken it to the shop." And he says, "I don't know." That's not necessarily the time to give him the solution to the problem. You may need to pause, think, give him a moment to vent. Well, are you hungry? What can I do to lighten your load? I know that's got to be frustrating. I can see it all over you. I know it's robbing you of your peace. What can I do for you now that at least takes your mind off of it for a moment? You want to go to dinner? You want me to cook for you? You want to just sit down and watch the game? Find a solution that he likes. I'm going to tell you ladies something. Listen, stop loving men with your love language. You like words of affirmation. You like words of affirmation. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe his is physical touch. Don't love him with your love language. Love him with his. So instead of affirming how great he is and what a king he is, make him sit down. Take your shoes off. Bring him something to drink. Give him the remote. Let him relax and rub the back of his head. That's his love language. Rub his thigh, his chest. Make him feel like you care. And the marriage or the relationship is not all about you. I hate to say this to you, my sisters. I hate to say And we're gonna deal with how to get a woman and keep a woman. But right now we're dealing with how to get a man and keep a man. I hate to say this to you, my sisters, but some of you are so selfish and inconsiderate, and all you see is what you need, that you're so busy with getting what you need that you're overlooking what he needs. And you overlooking what he needs, the enemy is going to set him up with somebody somewhere that is going to meet his need. Right? The next thing I'm going to tell you, stop trying to be his mama. One of the worst things that you can do to a man is embarrass him. Talk to him any kind of way in front of his friends. You yelling on the phone and you know he's with other people. You want to open up a conversation that is inappropriate for the surroundings. Stop. Get out your feelings. Learn emotional intelligence. Be quiet. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place for certain conversations. You're at dinner, you're with other people. That is not the time to open up something that is inappropriate to the people that you're with. Or you're going to say something smart out of your mouth. You're mad at something that he's done or hasn't done. So you get in front of people and you allow them to see the anger that's in you by saying something sideways to him that challenges his manhood, that challenges his ego, his pride. What are you doing? You're chasing him to the door. A man hates to be embarrassed. And because you've not developed the discipline of your tongue, because you don't have emotional intelligence, you look for opportunities to cut him down. Don't do that. So there is a relationship that you have with that man that is personal. There's another relationship that you should have with that man that is public. When we are in the public eye, you better treat him like nothing's going on. Why even go out if you're having that many problems where it's going to show everybody where you are? Y'all got to understand that I'm a man. I've talked to thousands of men, and you're venting to your girlfriend about your man. Let me help you out. You are helping her reach him. You know how many girls, you know how many women, best friends end up in adultery with their mate or end up sleeping with their mate? How do you think they got the keys to what turns him on? You invited them in your marriage, in your relationship, because you don't have emotional intelligence and you needed to vent and just tell all. They know what you like, he likes in the bedroom, what he likes to eat, the conversation. Because you told, let me tell you something. The sacred space that a man and a woman are supposed to have together shouldn't be shared with nobody. Not your mama, your cousin, your sister. I don't care how close you are to them. There are some things you do not tell or expose to your spouse. It stays between you and them. You're giving them the keys to unlock what makes him weak. I'm not proud of this, but I'm going to throw it out there. We talked about the quota that I used to have. This is my past now. Don't you judge me. It was years ago. Well, let me tell you who helped me meet the quota. Women were running their mouth. I was out there in them streets. I'm not proud of that. I'm not. Now, I wasn't doing what y'all think I was doing. I wasn't doing it with a lot either, but I did enough. There were women that I was dating that had best friends. And they start telling the best friends who Terrence Pickett, who they thought I was. The best friends were jumping, and I'd see them places, sliding me the number, hitting me up in my inbox on MySpace. I got more dates from women running their mouth to other women, and it made it easy and convenient. I didn't have to work. Now, I was wrong. I was. But they made it easy. Stop sharing your business with your best friend. Well, that's my sister. And you don't think your sister sleep with your man? There's a scripture in the Bible that says, it says it just like this. Neither give place to the devil. Teresa, you like that, huh? MySpace? Yeah, I was on MySpace. It says neither give place to the devil. Meaning don't give him any geographical location in your mind, your heart, or your friends and family. We're living in a day and time, ladies. You can't even tell your male friends about your man because some of them down low. Pinkett! There's some things you better keep between you and God. Get the wisdom of your mother, your grandmother. Stop going to your peers for advice. Now they're looking at your man any kind of way. I'm going to tell you something else. When you and your man are not in harmony, y'all having a disagreement, everybody can't handle that. So you done told your friends everything, your family. Now you got the family and your friends mad at him. Y'all patch it up, get over it and move on, but you invite him to the cookout. Nobody's talking to him. He feels isolated. Everybody's acting funny. It's because you have taken your marital business and spread it amongst your friends and your family. Now they're looking at him like he's crazy. He doesn't feel welcome. And then you try to get him to come to another one and he tells you no. No, I'm not. No. It's all because you were running your mouth. What goes on in your house stays in your house. What happens in your relationship stays in your relationship. You're opening the door for the enemy. I have a friend who was married. Lord have mercy. And I kept telling him, I said to him, they would have get-togethers at their house. They're real big on cookouts because he liked to grill. And I kept telling him there were two gentlemen they were his wife's friend. And I would tell, no. And they would bring women with them. But I'd ask him, now, where do you know them guys from? Oh, no, they work with her. They just real cool, you know what I'm saying? And then he justified it because he had female friends. You know, just like I have female friends where ain't nothing going on. And I said to him, bro, I don't know about that. Both of them look slick. Then one night, one of the guys is an attorney. I met him at the get-together. And I kept looking at her. I knew something was off. I didn't trust it. I didn't trust the relationship. I didn't trust them being at the cookout. Neither one of them. One night, it was probably about 6. I went to the beach. And I had family in town. They were with me. 2 of my cousins from out of town. And 2 female cousins, 1 male cousin. They wanted to go to the beach. They don't have a beach where they live. So we went to the beach and I told them to walk ahead because there was a call that I needed to take. And I'm standing on top of the sand dune. There's a little tent. Well, it's a little tent. It's open though. And who's in the tent? The attorney dude, and he's with my homeboy's wife. How dirty can you be? See, it's one thing to cheat, but then you cheat with somebody you done brought in your house, around your spouse. Well, that was low of her, and it was low of him. Now, I have the information, and you put me in a bad position. On one side, it ain't none of my business. On the other side, that's my homeboy. So Pickett, what do you do? Well, I invited him for coffee. It wasn't abnormal that we do coffee periodically, do lunch. Listen, here's why it was hard. Here's why it was hard for me. Here's not because I didn't want to tell him. Yeah, I wanted to tell him, but I don't know if he's in a mental place to even receive it. Here's why. You got to remember, he didn't think nothing was wrong with them being in his house. I was able to pick up on it then, and he wasn't. So now, what makes you think he's going to believe what I say about his wife and these same little jerks that was at his get together? So there's a lot of things that I've got to measure. If I don't tell him, is that real brotherhood? I've got to measure where he is, so I invite him out for coffee. We talk about life. We started to talk and walk around the town center, just talking about life. And I just asked, hey man, how are things at home? He proceeds to tell me how great things are, and they've never been better. Oh, Lord. So she has you, that whoop, that, yeah, buddy, she's got you. Yeah. And I ask him, why do you say things are so good? And he begins to brag. He began to brag on his wife, which he should. I decide I can't tell him, not today. So I wait about 2-3 weeks. I start to pray, God, I need help on this one. I got to let him know because he's my boy. And guess what happens? I called him. I say, hey, man, we need to do lunch. There's something I need to tell you. I've been praying how I need to say it. He gets to lunch. We sit down. We start talking. And he starts to cry. What's wrong? He said, man, you don't know the timing of just you invite me to lunch. I needed, he said, some stuff that I found out about my wife that I cannot handle. What you say? Now, ladies, hear me out, because I'm not trying to. First of all, cheating is not a man thing. It's not a woman thing. It's a human thing. Humans cheat. I'm gonna say it again. It's not a man thing or a woman thing. It's a human. Humans cheat. People cheat. This brother breaks down. He's found out his wife is cheating. Now, here's an interesting twist. He found out she ain't cheating with the attorney dude that I saw her with. She's cheating with the other dude. Lord have mercy. Here's my thing. In that moment, I had to use wisdom and discretion. That's not the time to load up another body. No, he's dealing with enough. I'm going to give him some time, because if the truth is coming out on her, if the truth is being unveiled, I promise you, before long, all of it came out that she was just, she had her own little quota that, yeah. So, uh, ladies, listen to him. Hear his heart. Now I'm over my time. I was supposed to only do 30 minutes. I'm going to finish this either tonight or in the morning, because there's some more juice that I need to put on the table. We need to talk about his money and his honey, and we need to talk about how a man's money affects his heart and his Jolly Rancher. Now, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, sex is mental for men too. And generally speaking, when that money is off, it throws everything else off. And I want to talk about why a man cheat. I touched on some of it today, but we're gonna get into it deeper. I'm gonna do it tonight or in the morning. I'm not sure. Hey, thank you for your support. It's getting tough because there's some stuff that I'm gonna open up and share with you. The purpose of it really is to get all of us in position where we're loving each other the way that we should, and not opening each other up for the wrong thing to happen. Well, in order to do that, there's some truth that has to be revealed. Yeah. I'm going to be opening the phone lines up probably next week, and I'm going to take calls live on air to answer some of these questions. So thank you for your support. Thank you for all of you who are on. Don't forget, if you do not have a YouTube channel, it's easy to create one. Create a YouTube channel, subscribe to my channel, and then hit the bell so you'll know, it'll send you an alert when I'm on, because YouTube is financially supporting Coffee Time. All right? So I need you on YouTube. So we're talking about how to keep a man. We're going to go backwards. I'm going to show you how to catch a man. Oh, yeah. I need to make sure you can keep him before you catch him. What good is catching him if you can't keep him? Pick it! Talking good, sir. I'm trying. Thank you for your love and your support. Without your ear, I don't have a voice. You make this possible. We are a match made in heaven. I'm so glad that God chose us to do life together. Listen, I need your financial support as much as you can when you feel you can. Monthly would be great. Weekly would be even greater. Whatever you can do. We need it. It's how we expand and do the things that we're doing. We've got a lot of projects that we're working on. 2020 slowed us down, but it did not stop us. We're coming back real strong. You can give to the Cash App, $sponsor Coffee Time. I appreciate you. Thank you for your love, your support, as well as your sponsorship. This coming Friday, I'm going to be on Ask the Producer. We're going to put it on my Facebook page as well as YouTube. But I need your support as much as possible. We've got a lot of great things coming up. Remember, you were born to win, predestined to succeed. There's nothing that can happen to you today that the wisdom on the inside of you is not able to handle. You've got to calm down, slow down, be quiet, use emotional intelligence. Chill out and trust God. Chill. It's going to be all right. Now, y'all have a great, productive day. Don't forget to think higher, speak life, and stay right here. Don't leave yet. We got a special outro with you in mind.
Coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time over crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.